It's English time! Hi, I'm Teacher Mitch. Come and join me as we learn English the easy way. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to keep updated with my latest uploads. Please also share and hit the like button if you appreciate my videos. Thank you! What's up, Grade 7? We are now on week 4. Ang bilis lang, hindi ba? Get ready and join me for another English learning session. Let's begin! Our target learning competency for this video is analyze a literary text as expressions of individual or communal values within the sociocultural context. And our target topics are the following: sociocultural context in reading, local color, theme. Of the short story, We Filipinos Are Mild Drinkers by Alejandro R. Roces. But first, let us unlock some content area vocabulary. Supply the missing letters to complete the words being defined. Number 1. It means the act of drinking lambanog or beer. It also refers to the local way of saying cheers in a drinking session. Answer is tagay. This refers to the process of reading a story or poem by identifying the literary elements. Answer is analysis. It is an alcoholic drink made from grain, such as barley or corn. Answer is whiskey. They pertain to the beliefs which influence the way people act in a culture and put importance on cultural practices. Answer is sociocultural values. This type of drink is taken after drinking a liquor or beer. Answer is chaser. Stemming from the word pulot, which means to pick or grab. This local word means any type of dish served while drinking beer or lambanog. Answer is pulutan. It is a traditional Filipino beer or wine made of coconut. Answer is lambanog. Also called as the gunner. They refer to the person who pours the lambanog or beer into the glass and passes it to others. Answer is tanggero. They refer to the different activities that reflect people's culture of drinking lambanog or beer. Answer is sociocultural practices. And lastly, this refers to a person who lives in or is from the US. Answer is Yankee. Now, let's read the summary of We Filipinos Are Mild Drinkers, written by Alejandro R. Roces. But before that, let us know first who Alejandro Roces was. Alejandro R. Roces was a prominent Filipino author, essayist, and playwright, best known for his humorous short stories and for championing Filipino culture. He was also a key figure in the country's literary and academic scene, known for his wit, humor, and patriotic themes. Roces was deeply involved in the preservation and promotion of Filipino traditions, particularly through his works that highlight the richness of Philippine fiestas and folk customs. In 2003, Alejandro Roces was declared a National Artist for Literature, one of the highest honors in the Philippines, recognizing his contributions to Filipino culture and the arts. Meanwhile, here is a summary of the short story. We Filipinos Are Mild Drinkers by Alejandro R. Roces is a humorous short story that showcases a witty cultural exchange between a Filipino man and an American soldier during the American occupation of the Philippines. The story revolves around a conversation about alcohol consumption, particularly focusing on the Filipino drink lambanog, a potent local palm liquor. The Filipino narrator, in a humble and playful manner, claims that Filipinos are mild drinkers, downplaying their ability to handle alcohol compared to foreigners. When the American soldier expresses doubt and challenges him to a drinking contest, the Filipino agrees. However, he cleverly tricks the American by offering him lambanog, which is much stronger than the soldier expects. As the soldier struggles to keep up, the Filipino remains calm and composed, subtly showcasing Filipino wit and resilience. The story humorously highlights cultural differences between Filipinos and Americans, while emphasizing the Filipino values of humility, cleverness, and hospitality. It ends with the Filipino outsmarting the soldier, reinforcing the idea that intelligence and cultural pride can prevail over bravado. In this short story, the characters represent different cultural perspectives and play pivotal roles in conveying the story's themes. Here's a character analysis of the two main characters. The Filipino man. Clever and witty. The Filipino character embodies intelligence and quick thinking. He cleverly navigates the conversation with the American soldier, using humor and wit to diffuse tension and assert his cultural identity. His playful assertion that Filipinos are mild drinkers is a clever understatement that sets the stage for the humorous contest. Proud of his culture. Throughout the story, the Filipino man demonstrates pride in his culture and heritage. His knowledge of lambanog and its significance reflects a deeper understanding of Filipino traditions. He subtly counters the American soldier's assumptions, showing that he is not only aware of his cultural identity but also confident in it. Resilient and composed. In the face of the American soldier's challenges, the Filipino remains calm and collected. This composure under pressure highlights the Filipino value of resilience. Instead of reacting defensively, he uses humor to assert his point and eventually outsmart the soldier. Embodiment of Filipino values. His character embodies several key Filipino values such as humility, hospitality, and respect. Despite outdrinking the soldier, he maintains a friendly demeanor and avoids any form of aggression, showcasing the Filipino approach to social interactions. The American soldier, brash and overconfident. The American soldier represents a stereotypical view of Western bravado and overconfidence. He underestimates the Filipino man, believing that he can easily outdrink him. His attitude reflects a cultural arrogance that often accompanies foreign perceptions of local customs. Symbol of cultural misunderstanding. The soldier's assumptions about Filipino drinking habits serve as a vehicle for exploring cultural misunderstandings. He approaches the situation with a sense of entitlement, which ultimately leads to his embarrassment. His inability to recognize the Filipino man's cleverness highlights the broader theme of cultural disconnect. Lacks awareness. The American soldier appears unaware of the cultural nuances surrounding alcohol consumption in the Philippines. His confusion and surprise during the drinking contest reveal his lack of understanding and respect for local customs. This lack of awareness positions him as a foil to the Filipino character's wisdom and cultural knowledge. Contrast to the Filipino. The soldier's character contrasts sharply with the Filipino man, emphasizing the strengths of Filipino culture. While the soldier relies on physical prowess and bravado, the Filipino relies on intellect and humor, showcasing the theme that true strength lies in cleverness and cultural pride. In conclusion, the dynamic between these two characters illustrates the themes of cultural identity, humor, and resilience. The Filipino man, through his cleverness and cultural pride, outshines the American soldier's bravado, highlighting the story's message about the depth and richness of Filipino culture. The contrasting personalities serve to critique stereotypes and emphasize the importance of understanding and appreciating cultural differences. Now, going back to our main topic, let us define what sociocultural context in reading means. Sociocultural context refers to the social and cultural environment in which a text is produced and read. It influences how readers interpret the characters, setting, and themes of a story. In the case of We Filipinos Are Mild Drinkers by Alejandro Roces, the sociocultural context focuses on Filipino values, humor, and attitudes toward alcohol, particularly the differences between Filipinos and foreigners. The story reflects Filipino culture, traditions, and the way Filipinos often use humor and cleverness in social situations. Next, let's talk about local color. Local color is a literary technique that emphasizes the distinct features of a region or culture, including its customs, dialect, and environment. In this story, the local color is strong as it highlights the Filipino way of life, specifically through the use of language, references to local drinks like lambanog, and Filipino hospitality. The narrator's playful description of Filipinos' relationship with alcohol and the witty conversation between the Filipino and American soldiers showcase the unique traits of Filipino culture. Additionally, several aspects of local color are evident in this short story. These elements reflect the uniqueness of Filipino culture, traditions, and lifestyle. Here are specific local colors found in the story. Lambanog, Filipino alcoholic drink. The mention of lambanog, a traditional Filipino distilled palm liquor, is an example of local color. It's known for its strong kick, and it contrasts with Western alcoholic beverages. This highlights a distinct cultural practice around alcohol consumption in rural Filipino communities. Filipino humor and wit. The story is filled with a characteristic Filipino sense of humor. particularly through the main character's playful banter with the American soldier. Filipinos are known for using humor, even in serious situations, as a way to lighten the mood or gain an upper hand. The Filipino character cleverly dodges the American soldier's challenges by using humor rather than confrontation. Hospitality and politeness. Filipinos are culturally known for their warm hospitality, and this is reflected when the Filipino character remains polite and accommodating throughout the interaction with the American soldier, even while subtly outsmarting him. The Filipinos' easygoing and respectful nature reflects the deep cultural value of hospitality. Rural setting. The story takes place in a rural area in the Philippines, where drinking lambanog is a common local practice. The rural setting emphasizes a slower, simpler way of life that is deeply connected to traditions, agriculture, and local customs. Use of Filipino expressions. Although the story is in English, the dialogues reflect Filipino conversational style, which is often indirect, playful, and filled with self-deprecating humor. The Filipino character's way of speaking mirrors the typical Filipino communication style, with its subtlety and charm. Lastly, let's talk about the theme of the short story. The theme of We Filipinos Are Mild Drinkers revolves around cultural identity, pride, and the cleverness inherent in Filipino humor. Here are some key aspects of the theme. First, cultural identity. The story highlights the distinct cultural identity of Filipinos, showcasing their unique customs, particularly in relation to drinking and social interactions. The Filipino character's pride in his culture contrasts with the American soldier's assumptions and bravado, illustrating how cultural nuances can lead to misunderstandings. Humor as a coping mechanism. Humor plays a crucial role in the narrative. The Filipino man uses wit and humor to navigate the situation with the American soldier, demonstrating how laughter can diffuse tension and assert one's identity. This theme reflects the Filipino spirit of resilience and cleverness, particularly in challenging situations. Pride in Filipino strength. While the Filipino character claims that Filipinos are mild drinkers, he ultimately proves his strength and capability in a subtle yet effective way. This theme celebrates Filipino pride and intelligence, suggesting that strength is not solely about physical endurance but also about mental agility and cultural pride. Navigating cultural differences. The story emphasizes the importance of understanding and respecting cultural differences. Through the interaction between the Filipino and the American, Roces illustrates how humor and cleverness can bridge gaps between cultures, while also highlighting the absurdities that can arise from cultural misunderstandings. Social commentary. The story serves as a commentary on the perceptions of Filipinos by foreigners. It challenges stereotypes, using the drinking contest as a metaphor for broader social interactions. The Filipinos' victory through wit serves as a reminder that intelligence and cultural depth can outshine superficial judgments. Overall, the theme of We Filipinos Are Mild Drinkers underscores the cleverness, resilience, and cultural richness of Filipinos, while using humor to highlight the complexities of cultural identity and interactions. Thanks for watching!